I feel like UG gets the highest status, like in the sense, like if you do your UG in any of the premier colleges, you brag about it, but almost nobody cares about like a master's, at least in terms of status as well. And even in terms of people knowing about colleges in India, I don't even know if there are like great, master's programs in India, but also PhD programs. Again, even there you see that infra is not even built, I feel.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and this is even true in the IITs in the sense that the IITs are good at training engineers, but not really creating kind of researchers, right? And so China has taken a different path in the sense that they not just want to create the engineers, but they want to create the researchers as well, right? For instance, they encourage publishing, patenting, so on and so forth. And in some ways, when you come to the forefront of the tech boom, so like now with the AI boom, suddenly China has leapfrogged India, right? Everyone, when the tech boom was starting off, it was like, oh, this is an opportunity for India, but China didn't, right? And part of it is kind of the China was creating scientists while India was creating engineers, right? And so when you create scientists, then you can basically kind of use the forefront of the knowledge to really kind of develop the new technology in some ways, right? Like China is patenting in AI, creating kind of, I don't know, DeepSeek and all of these other things, right? And building data centers at a massive scale that India is not doing, for instance, right? So it's just, it's a different kind of education model in which the Indians are very good at, solving the problem. You give them a task and they'll solve the problem, right? But then we need kind of the high level kind of training to be able to develop new technology from kind of scratch. And of course, there are many innovative AI startups in India, startups in India as well, but it should be at a bigger scale in some ways, right?
Yeah, in here I see like two threads which I'm not able to reconcile. Like I think my understanding would be that I think a lot of the Indian startups that we started and which have done well, I think primarily they are either being started by graduates from IIT and even BITS. There's a college called BITS which also has a very dominant presence in the startup ecosystem. But like you mentioned, not too much. Like if comparing, there has been no DeepSeek moment in India, right? But also, if I can contrast this to China, IITs, there are plenty of them. At least I don't know, a couple, maybe 5 to 10, which are your Delhi, Bombay, Madras, and a couple famous. And then we also have the NITs, like you mentioned. China, if I'm not wrong, again, I don't know much about China, but the two universities that come to my mind are one is, I think, Tsinghua, and then there is Peking. But even with those two premier, even if they don't have like a chain of like very engineering colleges, they've still done extremely well on the business front and even on the science front, I feel.
Yeah. So what happened in China was basically it all changed the last 25 years, to be honest. So in the late 1990s, the Chinese government basically said, we need to invest massively in the higher education system, right? So the number of, the cohorts that were graduating was used to be like 1 million Chinese a year. It went to 9 million in a few years. So that's a massive growth. You've never seen anything like that in the history of the world, right? Like the kind of expansion that they did. And they pumped in a lot of money. They attracted Chinese researchers in the US at top universities to come back to China, saying that here we'll throw money at you to come, so it's essentially what Nehru had thought he was doing in the 60s, the Chinese government did in the early 2000s, right? And that is now paying off, right? And it paid off with kind of also with the EV boom, with the solar panel boom, now with the AI boom, right? Where China kind of has been on the forefront on all of this kind of technology, right? The green technology, but now with the AI stuff as well, right? And just massively invest in that higher education system, right? So, and India has not seen anything like that, right? I mean, part of it is we don't have that kind of money, like you said. Like China is a lot richer. People keep putting India and China on the same page, but just look at the GDP per capita, guys. It's like it is a lot richer, So yeah.